All right, hello there. Welcome to Stripe's Talking Points. Today I'm going through a group of articles and stuff. I've been seeing this everywhere, and I wanted to kind of look into this whole Ilhan Omar uh, anti-Semitic controversy, whatnot, and kind of what's going on with it. This is a new policy here. Senator Sanders is reaching out in support of her. Senator Bernie Sanders reached out to Ilhan Omar Tuesday to offer support and amid criticism from both Democratic and Republicans that the progressive freshman lawmaker trafficked in anti-Semitic tropes on Twitter. Omar's office confirmed that the Congresswoman spoke with Sanders, who is Jewish, but the conversation was off the record, so they did not go into further detail about the content of the discussion. Sources familiar with the conversation confirmed to the Daily Beast that Sanders expressed support for her. Talk with Iman last night. Sanders was quoted saying, "We stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters." That's kind of the initial part here, what's going on right now. The Daily Beast. Here's actually the the tweet. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy threatens punishment to Ilhan and Rashid Tlaib over criticism of Israel. It's stunning how much U.S. time political leaders spend defending a foreign nation, even if it means attacking free speech rights of Americans. Now, that's an odd thing because these same people, Rashid and Ilhan, are kind of in the group that's very much against free speech, except when it applies to them. You see this a lot on the progressive side, the left, where don't stop me from speaking, but by God, let me stop you from speaking. And her tweet, it's all about the Benjamins, referring to the Israeli lobby in the U.S. Now, this is kind of an odd thing. Right now, we're currently going under the whole Trump-Russia investigation of Trump reaching out and apparently the Russians spending, $1 million a month throughout the election to completely buy and purchase the U.S. election, which I've never been one to really believe in. Yes, there was some type of conversations between different groups in that whole run. However, most of it just seems to be strategizing, politics, natural stuff that's probably done everywhere. But with her tweet, she kind of brought out, it's just how much they're threatening her over this. And you can go through and there are dozens of stories. She has more anti-Semitism on her schedule. Her foreign policy stuff is kind of being spun around as a way to attack her for being anti-Semitic, which may or may not be true. That's not really the focus of this. It's about just when you start looking into her story and what she's talking about as far as this foreign government, the pro-Israeli lobby influence in Congress. Yeah, there you go. It's right there. But she has raised legitimate concerns about the role of, and we're just going to drop pro-Israeli. We're just going to do foreign lobbying in Congress. Foreign governments are all over the place. And most of these articles are just kind of circling around here. This is the Haaretz. I've never heard of this paper before. Apparently it's an Israeli group. Republican leader in the House say statements by Congresswoman are equal to ones by Steve King, who said he doesn't understand why white supremacy is stigmatized. I don't know that anyone in the West should not know why white supremacy is stigmatized. But equal to ones, I would say her saying that it's all about the Benjamins, referring to the amount of money that the foreign governments pump into the U.S., would be something that's worth looking into. criticism of Israeli to stop Steve King's long defense of white supremacy is obscene. McCarthy says it's worse. In the U.S., we're allowed to criticize our own government, certainly foreign governments. The GOP House leaders prioritize are warped. So, yeah, interesting. So we go forward here. I went in and I actually tried to do some of this Israeli lobby and foreign policy information on it, when it started, how it works, what actually is going on with a lot of that. And then you start tracking down AIPAC. This is the official group, American Israel Public Affairs Committee. This is more or less the lobby group. 100,000 members all across the country. These are pretty big players. If you look at the revenue and expenses for 2014, 70 plus million. I got some endowments going, almost 400 employees. They got volunteers. They got the official website. This is a big thing. This is a big foreign government lobbying in the U.S. publicly, professionally, and this is one of those big things. And here is the final part I want to show you. OpenSigers.org, the Center for Responsive Politics. I have to do a little research on them because I was going through this. But this is in 2018. Foreign interests have spent over $530 million influencing U.S. policy, public opinion since 2017. So in the space of a year, they're saying $530 million. Now again, I'm just going to reflect back to the Russia investigation where they've proven that Russia spent almost $1 million a month for about 5 or 6 months to influence and buy the election, whereas foreign governments are spending their money in the wrong spot because they spent $530 million. That is an impressive number right there, because this is in the span of about a year, maybe a year and a half. You kind of go through this, and I'm just going to slide all the way down. Top 10 countries spending 2017-2018. South Korea, $70 million in U.S. lobbying, and Japan, $51 million. UAE, $27 million. Israel, $24 million. Ireland, $23 million. China, Cayman, Saudis, Canada, Germany. Germany's at the bottom here with $17 million, and then again the Russia would be down here spending essentially a third of that. So their notch would be about yay big. So Ilhan Omar, by saying it's all about the Benjamins, baby, really does kind of hit the nail on the head. Look at these countries that are paying money in the U.S. Top 10 foreign principals by spending. Again, government of South Korea, Japanese trade, Irish tourism. That's interesting. Government of the Cayman Islands, Marshall Islands, China Daily, such and so forth. Just look into this on your own when you get some free time. Thank you.